I mean, I was harassed, to be honest, and I'm really open about it. During my professional career and even when I in my childhood. And at that particular, even though I was really vocal, I was really open about it. I took stand for myself, but it's something which just which just remained in my heart. And even though I tried to do everything to basically remove that particular mentality, but that's something which is in our society, and no matter a single person can't change the perspective of the whole society.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, another reason
Uh,
of me moving over here, because I can't live in a society where, and I'm really sorry to say it out loud, but I can't just live by the rules of other. I have to live my life. Come on, guys. And that was the that was another reason. I think one of the major reason I moved back, and because I really want to show the women in my family first of all, and then for a woman from Pakistan, and not from Pakistan, from other developing countries, from other third world countries, having the same sort of problems in the society as we have in ours.
yeah.
That y- no matter what the rules are, if you have that thing in yourself, you can do whatever you want to do. And I mean, a lot of ladies, a lot of women are going to say that, my family is not allowing me to do, but you have to take that one step. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult. It's not an easy path. Everybody will be against you, but you have
Mm,
to you have to move forward. And believe me, it will be difficult to do that. For maybe for 1 year nobody will be against you. Maybe your father will you know will go against you, your brothers, even your husband. I'm really sorry, but at
yeah.
one point when you will prove your worth, everything will be sorted out. I am so
Mm,
for those 2 months, because I did not have any job and I had to survive, I have to pay my rent.
mm,
I basically just ate eggs and bread and milk. That's it. So, and there was at this one point when I did not have enough money. So I basically for the whole day had to eat that 0.99p pizza from
mm,
Little. And it was a really tough time. Those 2 months I had 2 months without any job. It was really difficult. But
mm,
after I got my job, um, somehow things improved. It got better. And but I started as cashier. I lost that job. I cleaned toilets. I was a cleaner at one time. I was a security guard at one time.
mm.
I was doing I was a waitress another time. So it was a hell of a ride, to be honest. And I till that till now, the clothes I am wearing, everything I buy from charity shop, the £1 charity shop. And of course, and I am really, I am shopping enthusiast. For me, for a person to just give up everything to just reach somewhere, I think that's something I'm really proud of. And I just take pride in my whole journey from the time I was standing at Heathrow Airport looking for
Yeah.
taxi to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I moved over here. To be honest, I had to sell everything. I sold everything, my phone, my jewelry, my car, everything to just be here. And I took the risk, I took the step. And I have to say to everyone out there who want to do something, that you just have to take what's first step. You have to take risk. The bigger is the risk, the more better your outcome will be. That's it.
Uh, this is really that question which I always put as a trailer to my videos in all of my LinkedIn and my YouTube videos. This is the question that I always put up in the beginning. Um, Fatma said, "What's one key takeaway or insight to your from your overall experience that you would like to share?" It has to be, it could be anything. It could be a one-line experience. It could be anything that you think is worth sharing or that summarizes your whole journey. Uh, what's your key takeaway?
Just be bold and just don't give up. That's it. Be bold. Just take
Love
that
it.
step. Just take that step. Just be bold. You have to do it. You can do it. Just just do it, guys. Please.
Love
Especially
that.
women.
Yeah.
Please, 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 please take that step. Everybody's going to hate you at first, but they will love you once you have money, once you have that position, once you have that job. So just do it.
Absolutely. This is the most different answer I've gotten so far. People give me amazing answers, but they're very much linked to what they've already spoken about during the interview. You're the first person who mentioned who said be bold and take the first step. It's amazing, honestly. And even though we have to end the interview, but let me put it out again that I am so happy to do this interview. Your journey, mashallah, has been incredibly inspiring. Uh, I think everybody who is going through a hard time, who wants to be somewhere, I think this interview would serve as a great source of inspiration. I can tell you for sure that it is inspiring for me. Uh, with this, we're going to end the interview. Fatima Asad, area manager at Amazon. Fatima moved to England back in 2023 for her Masters of Science in Logistics, Materials, and Supply Chain Management from the University of Hertfordshire. Fatima, thank you so much for your time, and I really hope to meet you someday in person, inshallah.
Yeah.
Take
Take
care of
care. Bye
yourself,
bye.
Fatima. Thank you. Bye, Hafiz.
Hafiz.
I'm gonna record. And we are live. Perfect. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Reconnected Pakistan, an effort to bring you inspiring stories of Pakistanis who have moved abroad for education, career opportunities, and professional growth. In each episode, we try and explore the pathway these Pakistanis have chosen to move abroad, the challenges they faced, and how they achieved success in their respective fields. If you are a Pakistani thinking of studying or working abroad, I think this interview should be of great help to you. Um, Today, I am joined by Fatma Asad. Fatma Asad is an area manager at Amazon, a role that she very recently has taken. Fatma moved to England back in 2023 for her Masters of Science in Logistics, Materials, and Supply Chain Management from the University of Hertfordshire. Fatma has had an impressive career in Pakistan with the opportunity to work for leading companies like Engro, British American Tobacco, and Philip Morris International. However, she experienced a life-changing shift when she moved to the UK. Her story is by far one of the most inspiring stories I have encountered while conducting these interviews for Reconnecting Pakistan. Fatma, I am so honored to have you on this interview. Assalamu alaikum. Kaisi hain aap? How are you?
Walaikum assalam. I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I can't complain. Thank you so much. Fatma, I'm gonna jump straight on to the first question, but before we do, I just want to let the people who are listening to this know that Uh, I think this is going to be a very special one. Uh, Fatma's journey is incredible. I had to take a moment to literally absorb all of that because the stuff, the pathway that she has gone through, it's incredible. It was incredibly hard. It is so inspiring, and I think Fatma right now stands as a true inspiration for not just international Pakistani students, but also for women in general. Fatma, I'm so happy to do this, honestly. Uh, Fatma, I'm gonna jump on to the first question. This section is called the introduction and background. Can you introduce yourself and tell us about your current role and where you're based?
So, as you already know my name, I am Fatima. I'm born and raised in Pakistan. I moved to UK in 2023 in September. And right now, I just accepted role in Amazon as area manager in their register fulfillment center. Um, it's a new role, so I'm not gonna tell you a lot about it. But to give you a little bit of background, so I was born in a really small city of Pakistan, which is Saiwal, a lower middle class and really conservative family. And to give you a definition conservative in my dictionary is, by means of conservative family is that you have to get married by the age of 22. Yeah. So I was there, and we are three sisters, no brothers, and my family, no one in my family actually got into university or did any sort of job. Everybody is in business. So I was actually the
mm,
first who took this um, path of going out of their comfort zone, going and studying in a NAST. And then after that, I got into BAT. From BAT, I moved to PMI. And after PMI, at then one particular time, I just realized that I have to do something extraordinary. So that's why I just moved in September in 2023 over here. I graduated last year in October in supply chain management, and I got lucky that I got a job before even my expiry of my student visa, and they sponsored me as well. So yeah, that's pretty
that's
much it.
very that's very good. That's very nice. Fatma, so what really motivated you to leave Pakistan and move abroad? How did that happen?
So basically, there are two major factors which were involved in my move.
Hmm.
The first one was that, back in 2023, the inflation rate was really, really, just was at peak.
Hmm.
And I just somehow realized that I was not able. So, to give you a background, whenever I
Hmm.
just, when I started my career, I had just this one thing in my mind that, I'm going to do this, I'll be there by 2025 and 26. And then, I have some sort of business mindset. So I'll be like, okay, I'm going to just do job to by the age of 40 and then start my own thingy. But when I got into PMI and I was doing my job, I was really loving it. I mean, PMI was the one that basically made me the person I am today, like one of the major. I had really good mentors over there. So, but the point is that at that one particular time, I realized that, the inflation is so high and I'm not going to achieve what I want to achieve. And I don't want to be a mediocre person. I
Yeah.
want to do something, to actually, because, everybody in my family was looking up to. And if I had to do something, so basically to ease the path of, for my sister, for my cousins, and every woman in my family, because everything starts at home. So that was the one point when I realized that, I had to get out of Pakistan to basically achieve what I want to achieve. And inflation was one reason, but another reason was that I was, if I don't know if you can say it in interview or not, but I mean, I was harassed, to be honest, and I'm really open about it. During my professional career and even when I in my childhood, and at that particular, even though I was really vocal, I was really open about it, I took stand for myself, but uh, it's something which just, which just remained in my heart. And even though I tried to do everything to basically remove that particular mentality, but that's something which is in our society, and no matter, a single person can't change the perspective of, the whole society.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, another reason
Uh,
of me moving over here, because I can't live in a society where, and I'm really sorry to say it out loud, but I can't just live by the rules of other. I have to live my life. Come on, guys. And that was the that was another reason. I think one of the major reason I moved back, and because I really want to show the women in my family first of all, and then for a woman from Pakistan, and not from Pakistan, from other developing countries, from other third world countries, having the same, sort of problems in the society as we have in ours,
yeah.
that y- no matter what the rules are, if you have that thing in yourself, you can do whatever you want to do. And I mean, a lot of ladies, a lot of women are going to say that, my family is not allowing me to do it, but you have to take that one step. I know it's hard, I know it's difficult, it's not an easy path, everybody will be against you, but you
Hmm.
have to take have to move forward. And believe me, it will be difficult to do that for maybe for 1 year. Nobody will be against you. Maybe your father will, you know, will go against you, your brothers, even your husband. I'm really sorry, but at
Yeah.
one point when you will prove your worth, everything will be sorted out. I'm so sure about it because I'm the living proof. um doesn't mean that, you know, I'm it's how can I put it in words? I'm not sure, but you know, it's, if I look happy doesn't mean that my life is, you know, I never faced those struggles. I mean, I may be one of a poor example of how a typical Pakistani is, you know, no money, no background. And when I moved over here, to be honest, I had to sell everything. I sold everything, my phone, my jewelry, my car, everything to just be here. And I took the risk, I took the step. And I have to say to everyone out there who want to do something, that you just have to take what's first step. You have to take risk. The bigger is the risk, the more better your outcome will be. That's it.
Honest, that is very inspiring, and I do apologize about the harassment part you mentioned about. I'm sorry that you had to go through all of that. And the unfortunate truth is that in not just Pakistan, but in countries where it's a very male-centered society, uh, a lot of the women do go through this, and I'm just sorry for the people who go through this, and there are so many people who don't even share that. And I think you are a very brave person for sharing that, and I do appreciate that you really wanted to share this with the women out there, with people who are currently in the same shoes, maybe. Uh, and you went through all of that, and now, mashallah, so you're here, you're doing good. Uh, I mean, personally, even though I'm a man, I really do look up to you now, honestly. You are such an inspiration, mashallah. Say. Uh, Zabardast. Perfect. I'm going to move on to the second part of the interview, which is about the pathway to moving abroad. Now, we already know that you came to the UK on a student visa for your master's. So now I'm going to jump on to the next question, which is what were the key steps that you took to secure your opportunity abroad? Now, with this, what I'm trying to ask is back when you were in Pakistan, how did you get to know about this particular university existed? Did you apply for any other country as well? Um, how did you come about to study at the University of Hertfordshire for the supply chain program? And I would also want to know why supply chain, because you come from a chemical engineering background. Why did you come to a supply chain degree, please?
So let's start from Pakistan. So basically, when I graduated with my degree in chemical engineering,
Mm,
somehow we thought that I have a really good GPA and I'm gonna nail, you know, the technical job. So my first job was it was not in Angro, it was in FFC. So my first job was in 4G fertilizer, and it's not in my LinkedIn because obviously or anywhere, because it was not actually my first job, because I just resigned from that within 2 months of joining it. The first month I joined FFC was really good, classroom trainings, and I was loving it. It was just like, you know, another day at university. Teacher giving lectures,
uh,
then back and the cafe, enjoying coffee and everything.
yeah,
However, after 1 month, they put me in my role. That is the process engineer. Core technical,
uh,
everything. There's FFC is a huge fertilizer plant with big, huge reactors and every pumps, reactors, P&ID diagrams. And I was like, oh my God, kahan gayi hu main? Now it's like where I am, what I've done to
yeah,
myself.
yeah,
I was like, am I actually going to do it for the rest of my life?
uh,
And um, every day I had to wake up at 4, sometime at 5, in order to, you know, it was the shift. So I was like, and I called my mom, and every day I used to cry. I was like, Mom, this is not for me. This is not for me. And at that point, I just started applying in other jobs, not the chemical engineering jobs, but maybe I just started applying in Unilever, Pepsi, BAT, PMI,
mm,
everywhere. And
Mm.
I gave a lot of it. Obviously, I started getting rejections, but I started giving interviews. But before even getting the job in BAT, I resigned from FFC. So at that particular point, I just want to clarify that I am not against the technical job. I'm just telling that is something which is not for me, because
Mm.
I don't love to cram, those PNID diagrams. I just like
Yeah,
new challenges every single day.
yeah,
So, and I'm really talkative, and I want to, just communicate. And when you work in that particular area, you just have to, look at the screen, and you just have to just absorb the screen, maybe for your whole shift of 8 hours, sometimes 12 hours. And I was like, no, I'm gonna just lose my spark. So that was my turning point. So I still remember I was going back home with no job offer, resigning from FFC, and just got the call from BAT that I got a job offer. So I got
mm,
lucky, to be honest. And
mm,
after I got BAT, I just realized that people management and supply chain is something I just really enjoyed. So that was the time that I realized that, okay, I'm just gonna put my chemical engineering on side, and I'm just gonna go to, this process improvement and management thingy.
yeah,
And that same thing continued, of course, because then I had to move back to I had to resign from BAD to go to PMI due to some family reasons. And
mm,
but again in the same role, which was process lead. However, I got promoted in PMI. So that was basically the point from FFC to BAD, which made me realize that, okay, I had to leave engineering. I'm not made for it.
yeah,
However, 2023, again going back, um,
mm,
when when I moved in 2023, when inflation rate and everything just went up, and I just realized that, okay, Fatima, now it's the time to just get out of Pakistan.
yeah.
And to be honest, I basically applied in random universities, of course, in business management and supply chain management. And I got the first offer letter from University of Hertfordshire, and I just paid my feet and got into it. That's it. That's pretty much it. I'm sorry, I did not do any research, so I'm not a good person to give you advice on which university to choose.
But I really want to know why supply chain.
um it's just they just got me an offer letter and just got into it. I mean, for
It was
example,
like a higher calling essentially. The supply chain happened. Yeah.
supply chain has some courses like lean management or some sort, which
Mm,
I had some
mm,
experience in that and PMI. So I was
yeah.
thinking that's something, if you have experience and if you are learning something theoretical, you can actually relate to it. So I
Mm,
just into the modules, and those modules, no, it was not actually particularly supply chain, but it was some few modules I liked in the supply chain that basically
mm.
made opt for that particular uh, course. That's it.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Very inspiring, Fatma. Uh, we're gonna move on to next part of this interview, which is about the challenges and adaptation. And I know there's gonna be a lot to talk about over here.
Oh God.
Uh, right. So the first question is, in fact, we have type two questions over here. Since you just started off your professional job, I'm just going to talk about the biggest challenges that you faced during your initial days in the new country. Or let's just rephrase it and actually talk about your overall challenges ever since you moved to the UK, ever since you came to Heathrow Airport in 2023, all the way till March of 2025. What have your challenges been? And what, I mean, it's up to you what you want to share.
Well, we don't have a lot of time. I want to share a lot of things. So the first thing is, when I came into UK, I had 800 pounds cash in my pocket. That's it.
Yeah.
I did not have any more money or support from my parents, financial support from my parents. So I was just there with no friends and
Mm,
nobody. I booked Airbnb for 2 days with the
yeah.
plan that I'm just gonna go from airport to that Airbnb, and then within 2 days I will just look for the accommodation and will find something for myself.
Yeah.
Uh, with that 800 pounds in my pocket, I just somehow realized Uber did not take is not taking cash. You have to have a card to basically use the transport, and I
Yeah.
did not have one. So basically, out of that 800 pounds, I paid 70 pounds to that black cab to go to my Airbnb for two
Mm.
days.
Yeah.
So after that, then I got an accommodation, and I basically just begged my landlord not to take deposit from me because I just had it. It was just 720 pounds left in my pocket. So basically, he was a good man.
Mm.
So he gave me that particular room without any deposit. But believe me, so basically, I landed in September, and I got my first job in a store in
Mm.
at the end of October. So
Mm.
for those 2 months, because I did not have any job and I had to survive, I have to pay my rent.
Mm.
I basically just ate eggs and bread and milk. That's it. So, and and there was at this one point when I did not have enough money. So I basically, for the whole day, had to eat that 0.99p pizza from
Mm.
Lidl. And it was a really tough time. Those 2 months I had 2 months without any job. It was really difficult. But
Mm.
after I got my job, um, somehow things improved. It got better. And but I started as cashier. I lost that job. I cleaned toilets. I was a cleaner at one time. I was a security guard at one time.
Mm.
I was doing I was a waitress another time. So it was a hell of a ride, to be honest. And I till that till now, the clothes I am wearing, everything I buy from charity shop, the £1 charity shop. And of course, and I am really, I am shopping enthusiast. For me, for a person to just give up everything to just reach somewhere, I think that's something I'm really proud of, and I just take pride in my whole journey from the time I was standing at Heathrow Airport looking for
Yeah.
taxi to,
Yeah.
so yeah, it was a good experience for me, but it was really hard, to be honest. It was really hard.
I can imagine. And you know what? I've been here for almost 3 years. I've never taken the black cab. I've never taken the black cab.
It's ripping
Incredible.
off. That's it.
Black cabs are just a bit too expensive for my taste, honestly. I can't afford black cabs over here. It's too much. Incredible, incredible, honestly, partner. Um, right. We are now going to move on to the next part of the interview, which is about your current life and your professional growth. So, how does your life abroad compare to your life in Pakistan?
I'm really happy. After all those struggles, everything, that one thing is that I just miss my parents. I'm really happy right now.
Hmm.
But of course, when you live alone and when you have all those struggles, it's really difficult. And even if I'm smiling in front of you, it's not that I just smiled throughout when I was just eating that pizza for the whole day. um, I was depressed, um, and I had those suicidal thoughts, to be honest. There was at one particular time that I even tried to do something to myself, but at the end of the day, you know, it was just when you, it was just my parents and my sister and the people who basically took me as their role model, my little small cousins and my sister, who was just looking up to me, because I was the one who basically just paved that path for my family, for the women in my family to just get that education, to get out of their house, to do job, to be independent. So at that point, when I was depressed and I was just the thoughts of just killing myself and sort of like that was in my mind. And at that point I realized that, what if I did it right now, what is going to happen. I will just basically wash away everything, all my
Mm,
struggles for 5 years in just one click, and it's
yeah.
just going to be everything. So at that particular point, and I just really want to share here that if a person, and but if you look at my social media, you are not going to see it. So I just really want this platform here to tell everyone who is watching it, just don't compare yourself to the people you see on your phones, on your social media,
Mm,
because it's not real. I am not going to put myself crying in front of you with all my, hair messed up and my makeup messed up. I'm
yeah.
going to put my perfect self out in front of you. But the main point is that everybody is going through struggles. And instead of comparing yourself to the other people around you, just compare yourself with your older version and
Mm,
just try to prove yourself. That's it. Just do comparison with your older self rather than doing it with anyone else.
mm,
And to be honest, I had a good support system in Pakistan, not over here. And that was really this one few months where I was really depressed. Other than that,
yeah.
I love being independent. I love how I'm not body shamed at all. I'm not harassed. I can walk 10 in the I can walk at 10 p.m. on the street without this
Mm,
fear that, oh my god, what is going to happen to me. So I'm really happy to be here this in this country overall. And that's just one thing I really wanted. But the message I want to give is, you guys, just don't compare your yourself with any person on social media. It's all fake. If you want, I can share my social media with you, and you can even
mm.
look and you can even compare what I'm talking about and my journey with my social media, and be like, oh, I'm fake. Of course everybody is fake, so please.
The thing is, I remember when I was doing my interview with Anza, who is the digital marketing and campaigns officer at University of Nottingham. Uh, we spoke about your Instagram life and your actual life. People look at your Instagram and they're honestly so inspired that, you know what, oh, this guy or this girl is living the time. Like यही है जो है हम तो पता नहीं क्या कर रहे हैं. But the reality is that what we decide to show you on social media is a very small part of our life. Nobody is going to show you the struggles. Nobody is going to talk about how depressing it can get. Nobody is going to talk about how many times people would want to give up, the kind of stuff that they have to go through in a new country. It's not just about the UK, it's about everywhere that they step out of Pakistan. Uh, it's hard when you decide to leave the comfort of your home and move to a new country for better prospects. Life is not a bed of roses. It's not hunky-dory. You are going to go through a lot of stuff just to get where you want to be at. Uh, and I have immense respect for everybody, every human being, regardless if they are from Pakistan or not, who are just trying to do better for themselves and for the people that they love. It takes a lot of courage to do what they're doing. Uh, we are now going to move on to the last part of this interview, Fatma, which is about the advice and insights. Um, Fatma, what advice would you give to Pakistanis who are aspiring to move abroad for similar opportunities?
um to be honest, the one thing you have to accept is that you are not perfect, and you have to do your self analysis, and just leave your Pakistani self. I mean, in Pakistan, when you come here,
Yeah,
just try to treat yourself as a newborn who is going to learn a new culture, a new tradition, a new lifestyle, and just
yeah,
try to. I mean, of course, you can retain some part of yourself, but it's just like the same thing that if anybody is coming to your house, they you basically of course you are going to show flexibility, but you are not going to change your
Mm.
whole house because of the likes and dislikes of
Yeah.
that particular person has to be flexible and to adapt whatever is going on inside your house. That's the same thing when you are coming here, guys. Of course, we English is not our first language, and I'm also making a lot of mistakes.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
I'm
Yes.
trying to speak it. I'm trying to speak and I'm trying to communicate, and I improve myself every single day. So when you come here, try to improve yourself, try to improve your personality, try to adapt this culture, try to basically, the first thing is you don't have to take any courses to learn English. Just
Absolutely not. Yeah. Yeah.
try to communicate. Even if you are sitting in the bus and you see two ladies gossiping about something, speak some words and just practice it at your home, that how they are communicating, and that's how
Mm.
you improve yourself. There is an English learning classes going all around you because it's their first language. Nobody is
Yeah.
expecting you to take that accent, but you have to communicate, guys. So the first thing is improve your communication skills. Try to just adapt and try to just adapt this culture. It's not like I'm not telling you, just don't wear those type of clothes, just take off your hijab. But the thing is, just
Uh,
be flexible, just be open, take feedbacks, and improve yourself. Um, that's pretty much it.
that's a very important point about feedback. Uh, every person who moves abroad or even generally in life, I think constructive feedback is something that they should always be looking out for. Uh, a lot of the times, people that I know personally, even maybe my older self, I would just get offended. If
Exactly.
somebody would give me a feedback or something, I would just get offended. That you know what, ऐसे कैसे? But the thing is, you really have to take that feedback just to know where you're going wrong. And about the language you spoke about, English is none of our first language. Uh, there were so many times when I made mistakes in my English. It's not something that people are going to talk about, oh, I'm brainwashed or I'm whitewashed or something like that. It's not that. There's a saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. Exactly. So if you are in Rome, learn Italian. That's the least you can do, right? Uh, Now we are 8 minutes left on the interview. So I'm going to move on to the second question, which is about, are there any resources or networks that helped you during your journey that you would recommend? Um, we have spoken about, uh, all the key steps that you took to secure this opportunity in Pakistan. Now I'm targeting the networks or the resources that you used to secure your current role at Amazon over here.
So I'm going to be really specific, and there's just few steps you have to follow. The first thing is you have to
Hmm.
filter out which companies, if you're looking, for example, if your PSW is ending or sort of like that, and of course
Hmm.
you're going to need sponsorship. So you have to filter out the companies that sponsor and that do not sponsor.
Hmm.
That's for the people who are looking, I mean, their visa is expiring and they have to look for the sponsorship job. However,
Hmm.
if you are a student, your filter will be, the companies which basically accept, which are basically diverse. That's me. I mean, you can easily perceive what I'm trying to say. So basically, you have to filter out companies. After that, the one of the main thing you have to do is you have to build your network. For example, the first thing is your CV. You have to land an interview as the first step. Apply for the jobs. Don't just go on LinkedIn, just look for any job. You just
Easy apply. Yeah.
and just on easy apply. And even if
Mm,
it, for example, you are chemical engineer, you have masters in chemical engineering, you have experience in chemical engineering, and let's say you just saw one electrical engineering job and you are going to apply, of course you're going to go get to rejection. So just uh,
absolutely.
look the type of experience you have, the type of education you have, and the requirement of that job, and apply for those jobs. Instead of applying 10 jobs in one day, take time and apply one job, relevant job, in one day. I am sorry to say, but a lot of people were telling me I'm getting 10x rejections. I got 50 rejections because I spent 50 days for 50 job applications. And same, for 50 days you're going to get 500 rejections, of course, because you are sending 10 applications every single day without even looking what the job is like. So my first advice is apply for relevant jobs, just take your time. If they
Hmm.
need a cover letter, just take your time and just make a cover letter. Take time, just take your time and apply. It's not the quantity, it's the quality. So please.
Absolutely. What just happened? So, well, the call dropped. Apologies for that. I don't know why that happened, but we are back again. So it's good to have Fatma back now. And we were talking about the quality of applications rather than the quantity of
Yeah.
applications. Uh, Fatma, please, I would really appreciate if you can continue.
Um, After that, let's say you your CV went through and they called you for an interview. The
Hmm.
next thing is, guys, just take your time and prepare for interview. The best thing that worked out for me is that you just start connecting with the people from the companies with the with the similar that job title, to
Hmm.
basically to basically get an idea what the whole interview process is like.
Hmm.
For me, the best thing is that Amazon basically have this preparation calls where they tell you that what type of questions they are going to ask. But along with that, you have to get knowledge from someone having the first hand experience of that interview. So that's the first thing you have to do.
Hmm.
You have to just get out of your comfort zone. Use LinkedIn. That's the best platform for professionals and for job seekers to just start searching, looking, build your network, send text message, send them a message. We call them
Hmm.
cold message, cold
Cold
emails.
messages,
Do
yeah,
that,
yeah.
do that. It works. It really works. For example, if anyone texts me, of course I'm the person, I'm gonna help them. So I think that you have to build that network. Even out of 10, if 2 people out of 10 will give you response and will give you some sort of knowledge, this is going to give you that advantage over the other in people who are giving the interviews. And of course, you have to have some competitive edge of over others to get the job. That's the whole
Absolutely.
thing. That's it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, Networking, this is something I've spoken about in all of my interviews so far, and this is something I strongly believe in as well. Networking is such an important tool, and LinkedIn itself is such a great tool if people know how to use it properly.
True.
As a matter of fact, even you and I, we got to know about each other through LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Um, Before, I mean, 2 days ago, I had no idea who Fatma Asad was, really. And it was just because that I have been posting out um, Pakistani success stories on my LinkedIn and YouTube, and that's how we got to connect with each other. And people need to realize that LinkedIn or any sort of networking is the key for them to get where they want to be at, because a lot of the times I mean, sure, मेरा ख्वाब है कि मैं White House पे काम करूं, but if I'm not going to reach out to people who are working in the White House, I'm never going to find out how to really get there. Right? So, uh, perfect, brilliant. Fatma, we're going to move on to the last question of this interview, and uh, this is really that question which I always put as a trailer to my videos in all of my LinkedIn and my YouTube videos. This is the question that I always put up in the beginning. Um, Fatma said, "What's one key takeaway or insight to your from your overall experience that you would like to share?" It has to be, it could be anything. It could be a one-line experience. It could be anything that you think is worth sharing or that summarizes your whole journey. Uh, what's your key takeaway?
Just be bold and just don't give up. That's it. Be bold. Just take
Love
that
it.
step. Just take that step. Just be bold. You have to do it. You can do it. Just just do it, guys. Please.
Love
Especially
that.
women.
Yeah.
Please, 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 please take that step. Everybody's going to hate you at first, but they will love you once you have money, once you have that position, once you have that job. So just do it.
Absolutely. This is the most different answer I've gotten so far. People give me amazing answers, but they're very much linked to what they've already spoken about during the interview. You're the first person who mentioned who said be bold and take the first step. It's amazing, honestly. And even though we have to end the interview, but let me put it out again that I am so happy to do this interview. Your journey, mashallah, has been incredibly inspiring. Uh, I think everybody who is going through a hard time, who wants to be somewhere, I think this interview would serve as a great source of inspiration. I can tell you for sure that it is inspiring for me. Uh, with this, we're going to end the interview. Fatima Asad, area manager at Amazon. Fatima moved to England back in 2023 for her Masters of Science in Logistics, Materials, and Supply Chain Management from the University of Hertfordshire. Fatima, thank you so much for your time, and I really hope to meet you someday in person, inshallah.
Yeah.
Take
Take
care of
care. Bye
yourself,
bye.
Fatima. Thank you. Bye. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.